Joining us now for tonight's big close-up is Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins. Secretary Rollins, it's great to have you. I think it's no secret to the panel that American ranchers are very, very important to me, and we've been hearing about this screwworm for a while now. It feels like it's kind of come home to roost. What can you tell us about the containment policy? What can be done to make sure that these American ranchers don't lose everything?
Well, that's right. First of all, Tommy, it's great to be on with you and the team. I think this is my first time on your show, so it's an honor. Second, Tyson is a good friend, and he's just a remarkable American patriot, so I always love hearing him. But, yes, to your point, this week, for the first time in more than 60 years, a case of the New World screwworm. Other than a couple of one-offs, there was a horse a couple of months ago from Argentina, maybe last year. 2017 had some pets in Florida that had been shipped in, but this is different. The first time in 60 years, we have confirmed two cases of the New World screwworm in South Texas. Here's what this means. We had basically eradicated it from our country for all those decades, all those years ago. And what happened was, with the open border policies and the Mexican cartel illicit movement of cattle, it broke the Darien Gap and began moving our way in 21 and 22. And, of course, the last administration didn't do one thing about it. When we walked in early last year, someone presented me with all of this, and they said all of the models are showing it will be in America by last summer. And I said, well, we got to do everything we can to contain it, keep it out, and prepare to the point that if it does hit, we're going to be ready. And that's where we are today. The only way to defeat this, Tommy, is through what's called sterile flies, which mate with the female flies. The screwworm is actually a fly, believe it or not, and it lays its eggs into open wounds of any warm-blooded animal. And so once that pest gets in, that larva gets in, it begins to do some serious damage. But we've got eyes on the cattle in South Texas. Once we spot it, we can solve for it, which is why it's so important to report this. And the animal will be fine. One important point of this is not a virus. It does not affect the food supply. So all the food will be completely safe. But we got to beat it back. We got to get back south of the border, back across the Darien Gap, and eradicate this forever. And we're doing that. We're building all of the infrastructure to make sure that will happen.
Secretary Rollins, this is Joe Concha. Can New World screwworm, it's not a word that you say very often, can that affect humans, and can it be prevented?
Well, here's the thing. It is to the point where if there are some humans that get affected, not usually in our country, but if you have a gaping wound and you're, moving through in the caravans, then some humans not in America have been affected, but it won't affect our country and humans. But for livestock, that's where we're really, really focusing. I'll be down at the command center in Kerrville, Texas tomorrow. I'll be on a ranch where we found it a couple of days ago on Thursday, and we're working really, really hard to make sure we fully understand. Listen, the Texas Animal Control, the Texas governor, they're our partners in all of this, and we're solving for it. But there's no doubt that for our cattle guys, it's a really scary time. But this is different than the 50s, too, with the technology, the medicine, and we're dropping about 10 million sterile flies a week in Texas, and we're building that capacity up. So more to come on that.
Thank you.
All right, Secretary Rollins, we're going to turn now to the Trump administration that's deploying a massive effort to root out billions in wasted taxpayer dollars by targeting food stamp fraud across the nation. You said on Thursday that the Biden administration is largely to blame for this fraud. I'd love for you to tell us more about it and what you guys are doing to fix it.
Well, we've been talking about this, I think, within the very first hour of me walking in the door for this job on February 13th of last year. We sent a letter to every governor in America. No one had ever held the states accountable. The federal government funds the food stamp program. We send hundreds of millions of dollars a day to the states, but there'd never been a back-end accountability on how is that money getting spent. So we asked all the states to partner with us. It's time to have accountability. The red states, of course, did. And with that red state data, we found 200,000 dead people getting food stamps. We found 500,000 people that were getting more than one benefit. And y'all, this was in the red states. The blue states wouldn't give us the data. They're suing us. We're in massive litigation right now, looking to cut those funds off until they give us that data. But the fraud is so rampant and so stunning that when the president, the vice president, and our team talks about, when we can root all this fraud out, we're going to really be able to cut the deficit, make sure we're protecting the taxpayer, but also make sure we're protecting the families that rely on these programs at the same time and by getting the fraud out.
Yeah, it's really shocking that you have blue states that wouldn't want to root out food stamp fraud, because that's taking away from Americans who need that benefit. And also, something you and I have talked about in the past, if you shore up this benefit, you can actually improve the quality of the food that's going to poor children, so it doesn't become this elitist thing where only middle class and rich kids get good food and poor kids get lower quality, ultra processed food.
Well, and that's a whole other silo of this that's very important, Rachel. You know, we've had 22 states, including 1 or 2 blue states, submit waivers, and we have granted those waivers. No more sugary drinks, no more junk food that will be purchased by food stamps, to make those with the least among us even more sick. And at the same time, we've required all of the 250,000 retailers that take the food stamps, the EBT cards, to stock more than twice the healthy food if they want to take food stamps. So we're really working to make America healthy again through our nutrition programs at USDA, while cutting all of that fraud out. Y'all probably didn't see, but I had a kind of a nasty exchange with Angie Craig, who's the Democrat from Minnesota, at my hearing last week, and she was just going at me. Well, Minnesota only has 1% fraud, and you know, USDA says it on their website. I said, Angie, that's what Minnesota self-reported. You can't be serious if you really think that the state of Minnesota has 1% fraud. And of course, she's screaming, I reclaim my time, I reclaim my time. But it's true. And the average American, Republican and Democrat, don't think that's fair, and they just want us to do better. And that's what we're doing.
Certainly. Well, they certainly have a lot of Leering centers, so maybe she should attend one. Secretary Brooke Rollins, thank you so much for joining us on your first time on the Big Weekend Show. We hope to have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, y'all. Great to be on.
Good to see you. All right, Joey, I want to bring it out for a little discussion.
Sure.
I know it seems weird to be hot on a topic like the screw worm.
No.
But I'm worried about our American ranchers. I'm happy to hear the Secretary say that they feel like they've got it contained. Part of this is those sterile flies. I remember reporting on this last year when they said, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. Now it's here. Happy to hear it's going to be contained. We already have high cattle prices. We already have American ranchers going out of business. This is a concern.
It is. I'm glad they have a plan. I mean, basically, you're looking at this as a predator. It's an insect predator. It's not a virus, a bacteria. It's the predator. It's the insect itself. She says the way you get rid of it is you dump out genetically modified flies. We were talking about ticks and mosquitoes yesterday, so I'm a little bit skeptical there, but, you know, trust the science, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's part of the way that they get rid of it, and I know that they've had this plan for a while. Rachel, I want to turn to the food stamp fraud. You brought up a great point. Why would blue states not want to have their fraud examined? Why wouldn't they? I mean, they don't want their voter rolls examined. Maybe we know why, but they want more people to be committing fraud in their states as well, perhaps. That's a crazy work.
It is, and it really flies in the face of the left, the Democrat, the blue states saying, we care about Americans. If you care about American citizens, you want to root, and the poor, you want to root out fraud. These programs are important. I think that, a country, I never believed in that makers and takers thing. There are kids who are poor because their parents are poor and they don't get enough food, or their parents are negligent and they don't get enough food. And as a country, we are wealthy enough to provide that. We should provide quality food. It shouldn't be just for, rich kids to be able to have access to meat and non-ultra processed food. But the first step is to make sure that people who shouldn't be getting these things get them. I have a quick question for you. You said last year with this worm that they knew it was coming. How did they know it was? I'm still kind of confused by that.
It migrated. They knew it was coming because it migrated. So it's a problem in other countries.
Okay, I gotcha.
And they knew that it was probably going to head up north, and here it is. And hopefully it's being contained right now. But it's one of those things when you have your cattle impacted by this, death loss, as we heard Tyson say, for a lot of American ranchers, that can make a big difference in their entire operation. And for a lot of ranchers that are just barely holding on right now, it could be the thing that ends their legacy farmer ranch, and we just simply cannot have that. Yeah. So it's very important to me that we're looking after the American rancher and the American farmer. Joe, kind of tying those two things together, I remember during the first Trump administration when they were talking about food stamps or EBT, SNAP benefits, and they were saying, you know what, maybe we pivot to something like a Great American Basket. Instead of going and buying Red Bull with your EBT, maybe you get American ranching and farming products, maybe you get some milk milk and some bread.
Sure.
I loved that idea. I don't know if it was ever fully implemented or it ever got to the final stages, but perhaps we could take advantage of our American ranchers and farmers to help fill a gap.
It certainly would be obviously a pivot from what has not worked for so many decades, where we just keep throwing money at the problem, trying to, let's go about this a different way. And just one more thing on fraud. We keep hearing from socialists and Democrats in general, we got to raise taxes to bring more revenue into the government. If you just lasso all of this fraud, that will bring in more money than all the taxes you raise on every billionaire and millionaire and any small business in this country. That we can see.
Yeah, well, we need the food stamp rolls, we need the voter rolls, we need a lot of rolls. All right, I didn't want to talk about Graham Plattner again, but here we are. Huh?
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.